All right, guys, we are doing our Tarotscopes for November 2020, and I am so pumped to do this. I've been really just chomping at the bit to get this done. So let's talk about it. So per usual, I will do a forecast for the collective. I will then do a little extra something special for the zodiac that we're in for the birthday. I'll give them a year card, and this month is for Scorpios, which is me, so I will be paying extra close attention to this forecast for myself for the card for the year. And if you would like, if you're familiar with your rising sign, I always recommend that you listen for your sun and rising to get a little bit extra information. So I haven't pulled anything yet, so let's go. All right, Tarotscope for the collective. I also watch these things back and I see how animated I am. I will say also, oh, I didn't post the one for October. I did it, but I didn't post it. I'm probably gonna post it now so that you can kind of look and see how it came out. It's very interesting when I listened back to the scopes after the month's end. But here we go. We've got the Seven of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. This is really, you guys, this is going to be a time of stressful waiting. It's stressful waiting, reevaluation, with the hope and the knowing that we're on a fated or a more destiny path. So this Wheel of Fortune really advises us all to take our hands off the wheel and leave space for surrender and miracles, even in a time of chaos or anxiety or stress. And so even if it feels really hard and really stressful, the cards would suggest that everything is in some sort of divine order, where on the other side of this, we're going to see the benefit of what happened and how it played out and why. So don't allow yourself to make any sudden moves, really. When we see the Seven of Pentacles, I know it doesn't usually mean waiting, but it's my waiting card, so it means sort of take a stock. Don't let your psyche ruin this for you or ruin whatever's happening. We've got to keep our psyches strong and patient and have that resilience so that we can allow the miracles to come through on the other end. The Wheel of Fortune is a card of Jupiter. It's expansion, it's good luck, it's good fortune. So trust that that's on the other side of the discomfort and the waiting. Okay, Scorpios, I'm reading for myself. Card of the year. This is the annual card. Whew, I'm getting a little nervous. It's an important card. I hope it's a good one. I could really use a good one. Oh! The Death card, which is, for those of you who know, the card of Scorpio. So Scorpios, man, there's no escaping this year of transformation and death and letting go of what's not working and rebirthing yourself in a whole new way. And so I used to be stalked by this death card for a long time, and I know what it feels like. It's like your skin is extra sensitive, your emotions are extra sensitive. It feels like you're dying. But with these endings come new beginnings. And when you have these new beginnings, they're usually more in alignment and better, but you've got to go through those fires of transformation. So it's not looking like a light and, exciting year. But you know what, Scorpios? If anyone can handle this plutonic, this sort of death sort of energy, it's us. We were built for this. We represent this archetype. In the zodiac, we represent that death and transformation and rebirth. And think about it, Scorpio. How many times have you reinvented yourself? How many times? For me, it's a lot. I'm also a 9. So every 9 years, I tend to have like a big reinvention. And so think about when you're wanting to die. Okay. But think about those other times where you've been in this transformational space and what has been birthed out of it. And I guarantee you every single time it was worth the pain. All right, so let's hit up just the next month, the next 30 days for Scorpio. All right. It's hard for me not to read these for myself. I'm just like, whenever I think about them. Okay, so we've got the Ace of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and the Seven of Swords. So this is sort of trust your blessings. There's a lot of blessings along the way for this month for you, and then there's this like suspicious side. It's like, is this too good to be true? Is someone trying to pull one over on me? Can I trust all of this good thing, this good nature? It's showing Ace of Cups, new relationships, new open-heartedness, new connections, being able to receive and be emotionally fulfilled. The King of Pentacles is can indicate this sort of financial success or stability, or someone in your life, someone an earthy sort of sign entering your life and offering you connection. But if this is an archetype that's talking about you, it's like really being able to be a leader in the physical realm in which you are a master of. But then we've got this like Seven of Swords. I'm going to pull one more identifier or clarifier for that, because that's a little suspicious. Yeah, I would say especially around like new connections or new emotions, there's going to be a lack of trust around the newness. Like, is this real? Can this be trusted? Can I open my heart? And so you're going to have to make sure that you're not your own worst enemy and shut things down before they even get started, because you have these trust issues. And, you know, I think Scorpios have trust issues. I'll speak for myself, because you can sting, right? You can sting. You know that that's available. And so as a protective, preemptive measure, because we know that we can be harmful if we don't, you know, watch how we navigate, then we also know the flip side of that is that we can be hurt too, you know? So it's really from a sweet, sweet space. All right, Sagittarius, what you got? I feel like I pulled similar cards with Sagittarius prior to. All right, Sagittarius. It is going to be so crucial for you to have a positive outlook and tell yourself the best version of every story. Mantra might sound something like, everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. You've got to reframe, reset everything to tell the most positive version of the story, because it's showing, because here are the cards, because it's showing here that your psyche is very susceptible to, we pull this for the group, right? Stress, anxiety, insomnia, these ways in which our mind can really take us out. And you feel things, you're going to be feeling things very deeply. You're going to be looking at the underbelly. You're going to be trying to see the deeper meanings and experience the deeper meanings of what is going on this month. And it can go either way. Like, it can cause a lot of anxiety, or you can reframe it, you can see the value and the lessons, and it can actually elevate you. But it's up to you to have the discipline to know which way you're going, and to have the preemptive notion of how to keep this from taking you out. All right, Capricorn. Oh my gosh. Sorry. I pulled the same first card. Let's keep shuffling. Oh wow, we're seeing a lot of repetitive cards here. Okay, we've got the Six of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and the Death card, and I've already talked about all three of these cards at some point, and we're only like 8 minutes into the reading. Okay, here's the deal. We're going to have a profound transformation for Capricorns around their heart and their emotional space and well-being. And again, like I sometimes we see these different tendencies through these themes through the zodiac, because we're more alike than different. And so what I would say to you, Capricorn, is to also keep elevating your perspective into a victorious posture. Keep that heart open, even in the pain of the transformation, because that's what's going to guide you to the highest outcome. And I would challenge you, because Capricorns love a challenge, I would challenge you to love the suffering that will come, because you know that you can work it and then it will work out. And so that's my bumper sticker for this Capricorns. Work it so it can work out. All right, Aquarius. All right, Aquarius, what do we got for you guys? Finally, somebody's gonna have a good month. Okay. King of Swords, the Sun, Judgment. All right, here's the deal. Of all the folks in the zodiac, you air sign right now, it's like you've got a mastery of your mind and your perspective. And it's showing here that this month is a month for you to feel uber, super, super, super positive, to really embody who you are at a very core level and to not let your personality dwindle. Like, you be you on 10, because that is what's in integrity and truth for you. And so with this Judgment energy, is like a card that's going to make you maybe kind of double down on what you believe and who you are and your integrity, and you've got that in spades. So just keep and it's also showing here, because we're seeing, I'm kind of tying this together, but we're seeing all these stressful points with these 9 of Swords for the collective, and then also for some of your zodiac companions. And you're not going to have those issues. Like, you're good with air, you're fast, you're resilient, you can actually be a leader and a light and a guide for people who might be having a more difficult time in the next 30 days. So hold that down, hold the mastery of the air sign down, and be a light for people and be 100% you, because that's what's going to guide people through. Pisces. I don't know what I'm doing with my cards, y'all. I'm like flipping them up, moving them around. All right, let's see. I'm going to pull that back in because that felt very weird. Okay, Pisces. Oh, nice. Okay, Lovers, Queen of Wands, Hanged Man. Big energies for Pisces, so let's dive in here. I mean, the first thing that came to me actually is having sort of an inner struggle with your feminine aspect that is highly intuitive and magical and all of that stuff. And it's like a choice between feeling like in harmony, like if you like feeling like you're in harmony with yourself and who you are and your practices, and it's sort of like your higher self and your personality in sync. And there's a part of you that's really drawn to that and moving towards that. And then there's a part of you that's still feeling stuck and unable to really push that through fruition. And so it might feel painful not to be able to feel fully integrated during this time, although like your Queen of Wands wants to lead you through that process. And so I would say to lean into the holding the oppositions and the what is the word I'm trying to say? Like the diversity of who you are and the polarities that come up. Honor those, honor the stuck places too, and just work it. Don't stay stuck. Work it with your tools to actually get into that harmonious balance within yourself. And what I've been calling that lately is the 0 point. Like, can you get to that 0 point harmony with yourself? All right, Aries. Aries. All right, what do we got? Again, I keep on putting the cards in backwards. I don't know what is going on with that. Okay, Aries and then Taurus. The 7 of Swords is being a little sneaky sneak. All right, Aries. I remember last month telling you, Aries, that you need to wait for the exact right opportunity and not just take what is available to you. And so I'm not sure if you guys followed that advice. Well, actually, I didn't post the video, so you didn't even hear that advice. But we're showing these seeds, like these kernels of these new opportunities being delivered to you. And we're showing that you're not trusting it. And I would actually affirm that, like, you're right. Like, you're right not to trust the opportunity, and it's just some of these people, places, work opportunities, whatever, are just coming up, and you're going to wind up recapitulating the old habits, and it's actually going to get you more stuck in the old way. And I know that you want to move forward, and I know that like the holding pattern is super hard for Aries that like to charge ahead. They're so fiery and like, ooh, we're going to take advantage of this thing, we're going to move forward, we're going to bust it through. That's the old way. We've got to find a new way for you, Aries, to take advantage of opportunities, to use discernment with opportunities where you're not pushing through and you're not having these old patterns. So I would say be highly discerning and borderline suspicious of what's coming up this month. And it might not be the month to do anything. It might just be the month to watch the opportunity, see what it activates in you that's not positive, and work that piece so that you can actually have a new way of relating. All right, Taurus. I always think about my beautiful sister, Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. Sorry, I want to watch this back. I'm like, oof. All right, Taurus. Here we go, guys. We've got the Three of Cups. We've got the High Priestess, and we've got the Tower card. I never love seeing the Tower card crash in, but this is what we got, and we're going to work with it. First of all, I know we're like in COVID times, but I would say social interaction is clutch for you this month. We need you to get with other folks, whether it's virtually or in person. That's going to help you navigate this time. I also want to emphasize that you have an attuned intuition that is going to be your best friend this month. It's showing with the Tower cards. Outside influences, outside things are going to kind of shake things up or fuck things up for you. Unfortunately, we're going to see these things sort of come out of the blue. So be prepared for literally anything being able to happen. This could be like household repairs or like cars breaking down, or it could just feel like an inner tower moment. But these are things that have been peeking, like kind of knocking at the door for you to pay attention to, and you haven't. And so the universe is sort of taking a stronger direction to make sure that you pay attention and make the necessary changes, or or it kind of forces the necessary changes on you. So I would say during this time, lean heavily on your intuition, lean heavily on less action, more passive, more stillness, more discernment, more alignment, so that you can actually weather this storm and not bend and break and feel like you're a victim of circumstance. You have the psychic, the intuitive resiliency to actually see your way through and say, oh, thanks, universe. Okay, you're right. I have been ignoring that. Let me read this as a sign. Let me do the self-psychology to understand how or why this is happening again. And let me sit in stillness and actually integrate and have my intuition or my guides or whoever you work with guide you through this month. Gemini. Again. I'm so crazy with these cards. I think like feel like they're in the wrong direction. All right, Gemini. I'll put that back in here. All right, Gemini. Oh, wow. Gemini, I have two different readings. One, if you are single, Gemini, you're gonna have two different partners come into the picture that are interested in you. So I'll do a quick single person reading. They're going to be very different. One is going to be like very direct, very pursuant, very intellectual, probably smart, really good banter. One is going to be a little bit more, probably even maybe physically more attractive, more earthy, more grounded. Maybe might be an outdoors person, good with their hands, that kind of vibe. And they're both here to ignite something within you. These are both potential kindred spirits. So I would not eliminate either one of them. I would be open and I would see what they have to show you and teach you, but really more see how your body and your heart responds to these different archetypes. Now, let's say you're not a single Gemini. I would say at the same token, we're going to be having different people or opportunities, but it feels like people to me enter your life to create these new connections. And so it's your job to be open and attuned to kindred spirits and really invite that in. And not for anything, Gemini, you know, you are the twins and you are the masters of duality. So if anyone can handle like two new people coming in at the same time and being able to really hold that and work with it, it's you. All right, Cancer. We're pulling, I love it when we keep on pulling similar cards because that shows the commonality and the threads. All right, Cancer, we've got the Two of Wands, we've got the High Priestess once again, and then we've got the Nine of Wands. Cancer, you're at a fork in the road. You can either stay on this shore where it's safe, or you can go explore. Get on your boat and explore to see what the lands are ahead of you. Whenever I get this card for a client, I usually say, it's time to take that riskier option. The one that feels safe is not the one that's going to push you to grow. And I would say, again, seeing this High Priestess, like you've got that alignment and discernment and intuition to know which path to chart or what, you know, which way to go. So you got to really trust yourself. You got to really, really trust yourself. Just like I was saying, I think it was for the Arcturian friends. And I will say, like, the universe is also going to show you that you're done. Like, it's showing like you're almost complete with certain things, and it feels like it might be hard to continue the process enough to complete it. You want to almost retreat or give up. If you need to take a rest, that's fine, but then press on. We want to get you to completion. We want to get you to a resolving point so that you know which direction to go in, and your intuition, like I said, will not steer you wrong. But if you're unclear, usually I would err on the riskier option for you is usually the best one. And when I see those cards. All right, Leo. So we got Leo. Again, y'all. I promise, you see me shuffling and I don't even pick from the top. All right, Leo, I'm going to say the same thing. We've got this two of Wands again. This time we have the Three of Swords and the Queen of Swords. So Leos, this might be actually you having to choose a path regarding an emotional relationship or connection. It could even indicate, like, if you're deciding whether there needs to be a breakup. I would say, you know, 3 is a crowd. So if you're feeling crowded out, it's time to actually do something to either dissolve that dynamic. And that's sort of like to pick which path, which direction you want to go with where you're at with this sort of interpersonal relationship conflicts. And it's saying, like, it's actually not in alignment for you to follow your heart with this one. It's really in alignment to follow your mind. And the Queen of Swords is a master strategist. She can see the long game and kind of how to navigate and route it. And that might feel different than how your heart feels right now. So I would say, like, lean on your intellect, lean on your discernment, and that piercing truth that you can do, that you can have access to, that shows you the long range and the long run outcome that's going to be the best for you. But it does show sort of this like fork in the road situation for you. All right, Virgo. Of course I did it again. I'm never learning my lesson. Okay, Virgo. Here we go. So many cups, so much water. Okay, Virgo. We're just showing the Knight of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the 10 of Wands. There is going to be a sense of emotional overwhelm for you. And to me, it feels like too much of a good thing. Like you're going to be having people like presenting, I'll read it one of two ways. People are going to be presenting their feelings to you. And some of these people might be less evolved with processing their emotions, and they might be coming to you for help or advice, and that might feel overwhelming. So that's one way that this could play out for you, is feeling like you're too attached or too engaged with other people's emotions because they're probably coming to you for counsel. What I would say another way that this could be is like too much of a good thing, like too much love, too much connection, too much emotional connectivity can feel overwhelming. So I would say be mindful of your input and output regarding emotional connection with people. Make sure you take good emotional care of yourself, and when you can show up for these people, go for it. When you can show up and be a conduit of healing and peace and conversation and emotional support, do it. But watch it, because it's showing you your capacity to do that might be a little bit limited this month, and it might be more of an overwhelming feeling than it is serving you. So just modulate based on how you're feeling, and if you're feeling overwhelmed, pull back. And I would also say, especially if you're like someone that works like as a therapist or a reader, or where you're in a lot of or a nurse, like in a lot of emotionally charged work, if you can adapt your schedule, I mean, to maybe work less or shift your responsibilities, it might not be a bad idea, because you're going to preemptively preserve your emotional capacity. All right, last but not least, Libra. I hope you had a really good birthday season, Libra. You had some great cards last month. Oh man, this is cool. Okay, we've got the Ace of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, and the Fool. All right, here we go. New opportunities for you. And what's so cool about this is like these new awarenesses, it could be new money, it could be new people, new opportunities, whatever is going to allow you to feel more generous. So as you receive, you're going to be giving, give, receive, and have this sort of cyclical, reciprocal energy about things. Do not be closed or attached to a physical wealth or material possessions right now. It's really about you receiving, and then, you know, if you get 10 of something, you can give one away potentially. And it's showing like you're just on such a new charted path, or uncharted path, I should say, where anything is possible. This Fool's energy is full of potential. And sometimes that's overwhelming, because when you think to yourself, I could go any direction, sometimes it's like, well, what direction do I choose? However, if you can look at it as an opportunity that's like, you know, anything's possible, and I'm going to follow the signs and the guidance to the next right action, you can then feel a little bit more grounded. But pretty soon, maybe next month, you're going to be having to be in that more action-oriented mode. Right now, it's more like, what does it feel like to consider anything being possible, and getting into that like expansive, sort of a little bit unwieldy energy around it, like, yeah, everything's possible. Like, the world might be falling apart, but that also means anything is possible. So that's really, really beautiful for you, Libras, and I do hope you had a really good you know, birthday season. I guess that's all that I have for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that these messages are resonant with you. You can always leave your comments. Like I said, I think I'm going to probably also post last month, so you can kind of see it in retrospect and see how it resonated. I know mine like blew my mind when I listened to it back, knowing what I've been through these past several weeks. It was pretty amazing. But I hope that everyone is able to weather these storms. I think that we are our own challenge and our own worst enemy, and if we can get command over our thoughts and beliefs, we can really sort of surrender to whatever is to come this month, and allow a little bit of these hands of fate and destiny to guide us. All right, thanks so much.